This Club World Cup, it's a Mickey Mouse trophy. We're out here in June playing in a literal desert. This wasn't a football match, it was a World Cup in a barbecue pit. We didn't even bring tactics, we brought sunscreen and electrolytes. At this point, FIFA just makes us play these for tourism.
Hey, Baldhead, congrats on beating the Couscous team. I placed a trade on Kalshi for you guys to win today, which was giving you guys a 93% chance. I only won $10 because that's how shit your opponent was. I'm just wondering, do you have any damn shame getting a red card against these potato farmers from Morocco? Thank you, Baldhead.
I mean, it's not my fault that midget Rico Lewis is a moron. Go ask him that. And I may be bald, but I got more money than your broke ass. Keep being a reporter and shut the hell up.
Good morning, and welcome back to We Are the South Stand, where today it is the Mancunian way goes south. Hey, how could any show possibly go south with Alan on it? Right, Alan?
Don't go upwards, mate. Only go upwards.
The most well-behaved content creator in the world of football YouTube. That's what I say anyway. Firstly, apologies to everyone. I'm gonna use two reasons why we haven't been as active. Firstly is, and this is the official one. The official one is there's so little fucking news, right, that I don't want to be on here just regurgitating the same crap. The unofficial news is that I went out Sunday, got smashed, and just ultimately have been a lazy shit since then. So I mean, take whichever one you want. But while the players are getting a rest. I've had a bit of a rest, but I am now back rejuvenated, ready to go. And joined by my good friend Martin next to me. What are you saying, Martin?
Hold
on. Go on. Costa. There we go. Sponsored by Costa.
You know, let's be honest, Martin, you were in a late night space, weren't you? You look like somebody who was in a late night space.
No, I had to try. I was in Portsmouth yesterday. I drove to Portsmouth and back.
Did you drive there or did you get a taxi?
No, drove there, drove back.
What for?
I dropped my son-in-law off for he was picking up a new car in Portsmouth.
Fucking hell, that's far.
Yeah, said you might as well go to fucking France.
Bro, Portsmouth is mental.
So yeah, long day. Yeah, but like I said, there's not. Yeah, we've not done a lot either, to be honest. I am live later on today. I'm going to do a walk around the stadium.
Oh, okay. What time?
Round about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. We'll be live.
I'm going to be in the barbers. I might try and watch that. Do you know my sister's actually on the I can't remember the company she works for. It's one of the biggest kind of construction companies in Manchester. But she's on that. She's there once a month. She's looking after all of the fixtures and fittings.
And then I'm away. I'm away next week.
Where you going?
I'm going to tell you know where I'm going. Turkey.
Oh, yeah. Convenient. Oh, there it is. People, there's 115 of you watching. Why does it always stop on 115? Not 113, not 116. It always hits 115 at some point. Please make sure you're smashing the like button. Yes, so Martin, you're going over there with Gundogan, right? Going over there to get the deal done.
I'm meeting Gundo over there, getting the papers signed, seeing as I do work for the club. I'm going over there, getting the papers signed, sign it all out.
Could you maybe get rid of Kovacic while you're there as well?
Anyone else? Just send me the list.
Do you know what? That sounds like Kovacic slander, and everyone knows I have nothing but good things to say about Kovacic.
Sound like my space yesterday. Pep out, I've got Candy out, everyone out.
Oh, I've got nothing but good things to say about Kovacic, but I do think I do think if we can get rid of Kovacic as well. Patrick, what are you saying? Everyone is asking where you got that shirt from. It can't be official. Well, actually, it can be official because my good friend Mason.
It's not.
All right. Listen,
That's the end of that.
I was about to save you there and say my mate Mason got it from the JD Sports in Berlin yesterday.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just out in the
They're
UK.
out on sale in JD Sports here as well.
Just
Yes,
not out
man.
in the UK, Dad.
And I mean, listen. So any fans based abroad that always think, "Oh, why are local or English City fans always throwing shade on foreign fans?" It's just little things like this. That how come everyone everywhere else can get a City shirt before people in England can get a fucking City shirt? But what are you saying, Patrick? You good?
No, unfortunately, I usually buy from from the club, but this time I was like, I think I've bought enough. I have got a catalog, a whole drawer belongs to me with City jerseys, just sitting all there. So I was like, somebody was like, "Have you ever tried to just try buy one of these?" I was like, "Nah, I don't want to do that because I always want to help the club with things." Somebody said, "Just try this one because you've done too much on these jerseys." So I decided to get a 4 of them, including the pink one that Edison is wearing. I like that pink
I
one.
might get that for my daughter, you know. I
Yeah,
might get that for my daughter.
Yeah, I also ordered one for my daughter, so we're gonna do matching colors. I
Oh,
also
quality,
have
I'm
one
gonna get
Martin. I also have the one Martin has, but I'm liking the white one. The white one is actually my favorite. The white one.
The white one's grown on me. Do you know what? All of them have actually grown on me. I'm waiting to just do. I just need to get back. Someone contacted me about
There we
football
go.
shirts, and I'm waiting to do.
Yeah. Do you know
Yeah,
what I like?
it has grown on me. The white one has grown on me as well, and it does remind me of, you know, it's old school. It is an old school kit.
Yeah,
So.
do you remember when it first came out and those pictures, and even the one Martin is wearing, and we were all insulting them because the pictures look low quality. But now even these 2 kits, trust me, they actually look great. Especially this one looks great.
Yeah, I'm going to say this home one is actually, it's class.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. Yeah, it's better than the last one. The last year ones was not good. The color was bad. I didn't like that one, but I bought it. Unfortunately.
But don't worry, Daps. Don't worry, Daps. Everyone's going buying PSG shirts now.
Yeah.
Bro, right. Let me. So I think, and I'm sorry. Before we move on, Alan, how are you this morning?
I'm very good. I got told off by Martin today. We got a text message of him. Please change your X page, your profile, your X page. And he asked him why, what's wrong. Didn't get an answer. So I presume
there was no telling off. Hang on. Whoa.
Well, I got you. Let me just read this out. I'll have a look.
No, hang on. Whoa, what we doing here?
What are we doing?
Reading private messages out there.
This is that, I mean,
Alan? Do that if you want, mate.
Martin,
you want to go open that kind of worms?
Martin, just so you know, Martin, I do read out private messages. So you know, the Mancunian way can go south today. Alan, please.
All I can say, I presume it's to do with the Real Madrid slander, saying they got fucked hard.
No. Right. No, let me explain. I'll explain to people because you know. Daps, we've spoke privately, me and you.
Right.
Alan has. You know Alan's views now and again.
Right.
If the badge is associated to those views, that's what I said. That's what.
Right. Okay. But was it?
Wait. He has the Mancunian way badge. Just because I thought it was you.
It was done as a joke. It was done as a joke in a space, and because what happened was everyone in the space. There was about 300 people in there, and everyone started changing the badge to the Mancunian way badge.
Oh, I see.
And I went, "What the hell is going on here?"
I saw it this morning. I was like, I saw a tweet, and I was like, that's not Martin and Mancunian tweeting. And I was like, it was Alan. I was like, oh, it's Alan.
Well, that's what I mean. Alan can have some very outlandish views, I will say.
All right, but the one yesterday, when you messaged him yesterday, so it wasn't about PSG. It was more than that.
No, it wasn't about anything. It was just I went, Alan. It was a joke. Just change it.
All right. Okay.
I'm here at the desk, looking at it, going, "What the fuck?" I was looking at the Twitter page, going, "What's he going on about?" Yeah.
It was a general message. I don't know where this he's bollocking him's come from.
Anyway, Alan, you're okay today.
Great start.
I'm very good. I'm excited about the heavy rumours towards a certain individual.
Oh, but the heavy rumours. Alan, how long did you find hunting through fucking football media and Twitter to find that one person saying in the comments, oh, there's rumours that he might go to City? Because there are none. There are none, okay? This is all made up in your head. James Trafford is... Anyone else on the panel?
Let's wait and see.
Alan, you sent me a message saying... Trafford's coming to City. I said, you've seen no links of that whatsoever. You then spent the next 4 or 5 hours hunting for one comment of someone saying, I've heard City might be in for him. Anyone else? Has anyone seen anything linking James Trafford to City?
No.
Look at him. He's not coming, Alan. Look, I actually was on Rance's show yesterday, and I said I still... With Garcia gone, I don't believe that we'll get a Chevalier. Then I would take James Trafford, but I can't. Bro, I'm scanning. There's no rumours out there. There's nothing linking us to him at all.
It's on the list.
Thank you. He's on the list.
Doesn't mean though. As
Hold
I
on.
said, as I said, Alan, doesn't mean we've made bids or he's coming or anything. Just mean he's on the list.
All right, how many are on this list? So let's delve into
Oh,
this
bloody
list.
hell! You know this. That list. There's loads on it.
What of keepers?
Just players.
No. But how many keepers?
3.
Right. So Costa. So Costa.
Costa, Trafford, and the other one wasn't Chevalier. I'm trying to think who the other one was. There is a concern on Homegrown at the moment. A major issue with Homegrown that we're about to walk into.
Perfect.
Trafford's coming.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Hey?
Yeah, it's that meme, innit? So you're saying there's a chance.
Dumb and
Saying that,
Dumber.
Alan, you do
Dumb
look
and
like someone from Dumb and Dumber.
Simpson, Swanson, Samsonite. That was way off. You began with an S though. Kick his ass, Seabass. Right.
You often put a ball around your head, Alan.
I used to.
Did
When
you?
I had curtains. When I had curtains, yeah.
Oh,
I used
that's why I'm on it. Are we still out next Thursday?
Yes, we are. Yeah. I've just messaged
Someone
Pat.
else just think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. If you're out next Thursday, well, I thought you were on it.
Yeah. Saturday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning. I'm out Thursday. Daughter's graduation on Friday. Because, by the way, big up to everyone who's graduating next week. He's graduation season.
You're not graduating, are you?
No, my daughter is.
Oh,
I'm not.
Fucking hell.
I've been there and done that. Yeah, daughter's graduating Friday, and then I'm on a plane Friday night.
Very nice. But while you're
I
off,
can't get too messy on Thursday because I have got to be suited and booted Friday.
yeah. We'll keep it. We'll keep it pretty. I've actually got a festival to go to on Saturday.
Alan, your invite's in the post. It'll be there in 2 to 3 months.
Right. So while you're off in Turkey, I'm actually a few days after you fly to Turkey, I fly to Portugal to do some some Diogo Costa negotiations.
Are you taking Bernardo Silva with you?
Oh,
There's
he's
nobody-
come strong.
Wow. Look, there's another one added on the list.
No. I was just saying. I love our captain, but people seem to say they don't want our captain here. So I don't know.
What about, I'll tell you what, though. Are you going to the Palmero game? I am looking. I've started looking at flights.
To be honest with you, it depends on if I've got a new business kind of a new thing going on where sometimes I have to be at certain places. So if I don't have anything on that weekend, then I might go. Yeah.
Have you got an email back? You got an email back of a certain company?
No, because
I'm still waiting on my reply.
Remember, I didn't turn up to it. I didn't go to it in the end. I didn't turn up to it in the end. So it's not that. It's not football related at all. It's away from this. I've pretty much I'm taking over a security firm. Well, my mate runs a security firm that provides security to festivals, to nightclubs.
SIA license.
No. Fuck that. I ain't doing none of that crap. That's him.
Knock
That's
on the
him.
door.
I'm coming in from a business point of view to kind of taking over the business, running it with him. But there's a few other opportunities that are involved that I'm getting involved in. So yeah, we'll just.
Is it like a bit like PMS, Paul Massey Security?
Right, moving on. People,
Yeah,
there's 200 in
like
it.
moving on.
Yeah.
Now you know why that's to change the money.
Yeah.
You asked for that.
There's 200 people in here. Please make sure you are hitting the like button. It's going to help a lot. Obviously, my fault. We've been away, not concentrating on shows, but now we're back. Those likes will really help. So please get those likes over 100. Right. So let's start. First thing is probably the rumor with the most legs. Martin, is it Dumfries?
What rumor that has legs? You've got 5 days to get it done. It expires on the 15th. No chance. No chance.
What? No chance in what way?
I don't think it happens. I think it's to be 5 days away. City could have done that bid last week. 25 million quid. Get it done. Yeah, I think that's a fan. I think that's fan wishful thinking at the moment.
What? So we in for Dumfries? You don't think we are?
No.
Oh, fucking brilliant! Woo!
End the show. Bye.
I mean,
but saying that, I'm not sure. I mean, I would love them to buy right back. I'm just not sure. I would love them to buy Livramento, but the trouble is Newcastle won't sell for 185 million now. So,
yes. So exactly. So with that, why are we not going and snapping hands off for Dumfries?
I think it's the homegrown thing, isn't it? That's what we're struggling with? Because if you look
yeah,
at
it's 29
this,
in there. 29 foreign player.
Yeah, but also, look at the people. Like I think me and Martin were doing a show. Remember, Martin, we tried to eliminate players. You can't. It's hard for. If it's hard for us, how do you think it's hard for them? We tried, Dabs, to take players out. Somehow, when you take out the players, you're just taking the English players off because the ones like John Stones is injured. You're talking Jack Grealish. You're taking Phillips. At the end, Walker is going. You just have
Walker's
the
gone.
international players.
Walker's gone.
So I mean, taking Gundo away, Daps, is not going to give us the room. We've got to get rid of
No. Hold on. No, taking Gundogan away is giving us room to play some younger players. That's what that's doing. It's giving us room. It's giving us a different type of room.
Trust me, taking Gundogan away, you are taking Pep's ability to try shoe him in as an attacking midfielder, a CM, box to box. You need a given space to everybody. I love Gundo, but I didn't know it's gonna end like this. But
it's fine. Gundo's happy with it. Listen, this is the thing with Gundogan. Gundogan had his goodbye. I don't think Gundogan cares whether he stays or goes. I honestly think Gundogan, if he goes, he's going somewhere he wants to go to. If he stays, he's happy in Manchester. I honestly think Gundogan couldn't give a shit.
His family is in Turkey, isn't it? His wife said the family is in Turkey, so he would be happy right there.
Gundogan's a legend no matter what, and he'll always be one back up.
He is my best captain.
And Pat, that's relevant because we always have to remember he was the captain that did the treble, right?
Yeah, that's why I rate him highly. And what he did as a captain during that run was I've never seen that before. Like for a captain to actually drag his team, obviously Steve Gerrard, Champions League, I remember, but it was just that match. But overall, Gundogan in the FA Cup, everything, even the Prem, he just dragged us to the end. Do you know what's funny though? The other day I sat there, I said, Jesus Christ, we have completely forgotten KDB since he's gone. As if this hasn't existed. It's very bad, isn't it? As soon as somebody leaves, you're like,
no, but that's how it should be. Sorry, I had to put this comment up. If it was from any other badge, I wouldn't put it up. But if this is true, if your missus, Mr. Man United supporter, just told you that, then fucking hell, you're having a bad morning. I can't lie. Anyway, appreciate that to your missus.
That's not something I would ever share live on a world public forum.
I mean, especially I would never share that with a man. If my missus, actually, who is from Salford, was ever to say to me that she'd shag a Man United fan, then I wouldn't be sharing it with anyone. But
so it's not the fact she's shagging someone else; it's the United fan.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It had a Man United badge next to it. I'm thinking, I'm baffled here. She should have kept that one to herself. But anyway,
you can cheat, but you can cheat with a City fan.
This is it.
I've actually got a job on, man. Sending me missus round. Stop asking.
Just letting you know, Daps. Nick is waiting in stream, waiting for you.
Oh, so he is. It's not anymore. Sorry, Nick.
Oh,
Hey,
lads.
hey, hold on, Nick.
Good
Remove
But
the
why are
hat,
you wearing
man.
the beanie inside?
Yeah,
what
remove the.
It is
yeah,
cold.
Nick,
It
what
is
the hell
cold.
is Nick? What the hell is that? What are you wearing?
Oh, it's
It's a little
cracking
beanie,
flag
mate.
there. It's cracking flag
Bro, it's
there.
absolutely boiling here. I'm
What?
getting warm looking at you, bro.
What's boiling for you guys? 20 degrees outside?
I mean, for me, it's
28.
actually 15, but at the moment, it's already about 28.
Yeah, it's 28
But
in
yeah,
a minute, mate.
yeah.
That'd
Right.
be beautiful right now.
Oh, no, it's pretty. Yeah, over there
Cracking
with your
those flags.
aircon and that, not over here.
You need to
Jesus.
get aircon in that
We got
room.
50 on. We got factor 50 on. What have you got on that? 15.
No,
Go
I
on.
don't wear suntan lotion. I don't wear suntan lotion. I'm blessed to not need to, luckily. But right. So, morning, Nick. How are you?
Good, mate.
Good. Right. So, if you're saying you don't think we're going to be in for Denzel, you
Denzel.
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 I want to say Denzel. I was like, go,
What?
Denzel.
what?
He's holding the ball. He's holding the bowling. He's holding the bowling from James Anderson.
What's happened there? I just asked the question. What?
The way you say it, it's as if it's Denzel, the actor. We're not going to be in for Denzel.
No, I'm just calling a guy.
He
Listen,
did this in a space
it's
the other
the first
day,
time.
and Alan
He
just
holds the bowling for the West Indies.
Denzel.
He holds the bowling for the West Indies.
He just screamed for 20 minutes over the microphone. Denzel, Denzel, Denzel.
Oh, that wouldn't have been annoying. Fucking hell. Anyway.
Denzel.
Oh God! All right, I shouldn't have done that. Now I get why I shouldn't have done that. My bad. But if we're not in for Mr. Dumfries, and Livramento we're being outpriced on Livramento. Anyone else on that list, Martin? Any other right backs? Because I'm seeing Wesley. I think Wesley's going Roma.
Here he is.
I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know at the minute. I think it's very weird because the names we have now looked at, none of them are right backs.
All right, so, and I've just seen
It's
someone
very
put it in the
weird.
comments. I've just seen someone put it in the comments. Are we saying we might see what I have been saying since probably about March or April? Vardiol, Diaz, Kuzanov. 3 at the back with wing backs.
That's what I'm looking for.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
That was the one. Archie Gray.
Archie Gray, nah.
Yeah,
not for
didn't Tolmy mention that one as well? Archie Gray recently.
He's English, isn't he?
So,
Okay, what about that fella that everybody was getting pissed off about? I forgot his name. The guy from Spurs. What's his name?
no,
Spence.
stop it. You're not mentioning his name. We're not buying Jed Spence.
Jed Spence. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Spence, the English quarter, Spence Young.
Have some standards, and that's coming from me.
I'll tell you something.
Oh,
now.
so now you're quoting Hamza. Now you're quoting Hamza. Now you're.
Well, let me just say this to you now.
You're giving me Tottenham
no
back
way.
up.
There's no way Levy's going to do business with us in any way, shape, or form.
Do you know the border right back?
he would do business with us. He would.
Yeah, he's
he
in
would.
Kyle
It
Walker
would-
Peters.
It would just
Kyle
cost
Walker
us too
Peters.
much. Fuck
Yeah,
off
Kyle
with Kyle
Walker-
Walker Peters. Fuck off with Kyle Walker
He's done
Peters.
He's
as
going
well.
to Spurs. No, he's
Kyle
going to
Walker
Spurs.
Peters.
There's rumors he's going back to Spurs. There's rumors he's going back
Okay.
to Spurs.
But do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I've said this. If we don't get a right back, yeah, then I'm here for. And someone just said it. Play with. Let Ait Nori have the free roam on the left hand side. Play Kuzanov at right back and let Kuzanov invert as a right centre back. That ultimately then gives you some pace in the team to fucking make up for Mr. No Insurance Ruben Diaz.
It's such a difficult one because I feel like we obviously do have Nunes and he again kind of has performed kind of well recently, but I think it is so important to go and get a genuine fullback that can
Totally
kind of
agree.
get up and down the pitch.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I think it's
right back. We're fucked.
Martin
But
and I
hold
have
on,
actually spoken
but
about
see,
this recently.
guys. Sorry, can I just? Right, Martin.
Yes.
If you're playing, sorry, Alan. If you're playing with so we've got Ait Nori who's up and down the left hand side, yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying you want someone on the right-hand side to be doing the same, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Are you dropping Ruben Diaz, both of you?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, in that case, both of you, yeah. Did you not? Why do you?
No, my whole thing is one obviously has to sit back when the other attacks. I don't think you can have both just bombing forward. I think
we're not built for that. We can't, bro. If we play with both fullbacks like PSG, yeah, at the moment, then we have to drop Ruben Diaz. We have to.
Do you know what's funny though?
We have to because the pace is. We're gonna be ripped to pieces.
Yeah, but
if we do that,
we've become. Sorry, Pat. Just quickly, I think I was saying to Martin, we became very one-dimensional during that. Was it the 4 in a row season? Where everything went through that left-hand channel. I think we need someone that offers us something going forward on that right-hand side so we can get the right-hand side involved a bit more. But I do agree with you. Ruben Diaz is kind of a worry if we are playing that kind of way. But
I'll be honest with you.
You put Rodri back in the team when he's fully fit.
We play defenders as defenders.
Maybe.
What was that, Al?
In the treble season, we play defenders as defenders. And I prefer a proper defense. 4 at the back.
I hear you, but when one of them has zero pay, that's what I'm saying to you. Like,
with due respect, when we had 4 at the back in the treble-winning season, Diaz bloody played, mate. And we didn't concede goals.
But in that case, but Alan, that argument doesn't stand up to what you're saying because the 4 at the back that season was 4 centre backs.
Yeah, correct. That's what I want.
Right, okay. You want 4 centre backs, so you don't want a right back. You want 4 centre backs.
That's poor.
So you may as well get rid of Aiden then.
So you don't? Do you want a right back or do you want a centre back playing right back?
I'll take either.
Can we just transfer the PSG 11 to City and then everyone's happy?
No, but
everyone's happy bunny then. Eh?
Yeah, but Martin. Wait, let me just say this. Do you know what the issue is?
Hold on 1 second.
Well.
1 second.
No, PSG done very well. Do you know what I hate? This PSG glaze. People are using PSG to slag our players and pop off. That's what I don't like.
They used to use Man City to slag PSG, so it's fair. It's fair. They used to use Man City to slag PSG, so now it's
using PSG to discredit their own club. That's the bit I don't like.
Yeah, but Martin, I wanted to say something. Earlier on.
If we wanted to be PSG, we'd have hired their manager. We don't.
I know, but I wanted to say something about the Diaz thing. I don't think Diaz is an issue. I don't think so at all. I highly don't think Diaz is an issue. Like, I'm gonna give an example that you hate, Martin. Yeah, because people were saying, oh, you can have 2 bombing fullbacks. Barcelona has done it. Doing it. PSG are doing it. I can give an example. A lot of teams are doing it. I can give so mmany examples. But you know what the issue is? It's a lack of balance in midfield. We don't have a balance in midfield. You cannot play Rangers to the side where Doku and Nori are operating. It looks good against Juve. Guess what? Doku said when Rangers was with us. Doku said when Rangers was with us, we could communicate and Rangers was covering for these guys. And then if you put Gundogan, 35 years old, that side of Doku and then Nori, who are not very good at tracking back, what happens? You get counted. I'm telling you, he fixes that midfield. Diaz can stay. Look at other teams. They have got a 30-something-year-old centre back next to a younger centre back, and none of them have pace, but they're not getting counted.
Marquinhos for PSG, he's not rapid.
This is what I'm saying. Postini from Inter. Is it Postini? It's not rapid.
Hang on. I've got a bigger question. What time are you in court, Alan?
In about 10 hours.
You look very smart.
Why are you dressing now?
He's even got the hanky.
Oh, lovely. Alan, you look suave as hell. Patrick, I think there is a positive. Look, at the end of the day, we're copying PSG with our kits, so maybe.
We are. Look at that. Yeah, we are. We're trying to even this one. PSG have one that looks like this, so we are copying PSG. Martin, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Do you know what I will say on PSG? Right.
Last time I checked, it was a Manchester City run.
Oh, glazed.
Listen,
that's glazed.
I don't know if you saw the. I don't know if you saw the show where I was saying that I do feel like PSG are being glazed a little bit at the moment. Bro, it's got to a point where, do you know what? I was watching them yesterday. Beautiful to watch. Absolutely beautiful to watch. Do you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I think
credit's due.
Yeah, and yesterday, I'll be honest with you, it did look like at times Centurion season. That's how we looked, right? And do you know what it just shows me? When you have a very clear style of play and you have momentum and you have that confidence that comes with the momentum, that is what you get. And that is why it reminded me a bit of the Centurion season. The way, bro, they don't even need to, they don't think. When players get the ball, they don't think before they pass. They just pass. They're playing.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful to watch. The one-touch football, and it did remind me of Centurion City. It really did watching it. But it's just that's what happens when you have confidence, when you have momentum in football. You don't overthink anything. Everything just comes naturally. And some of that football yesterday was beautiful. Listen, when Pep does go, I know it's going to be almost impossible, but if we can get Enrique, fucking hell, go and get Enrique.
They're definitely not getting him after all this.
For a long time. I've said it for Pep all day long. I've said it for years.
You're not getting him now. They're giving him a bigger contract now after what he's done. He's winning them a lot of trophies. Have you seen how many trophies he's going to...
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, by the way, an absolute crime from... I mean, look, we went and got Marmouche, but an absolute crime that in January, no one went in for the Georgian player. I'm not going to butcher his name. Kavashila.
Kavaskelly.
Yeah, Kavaskelly. That's it. Thank you. But what a footballer. And when you think, I think they paid about 55 million for him. When you see that Arsenal are linked with Noni Madueke for about 50 million, yeah, you think, fucking hell, like someone should have gone and got him. And I always wanted us to get another Georgian, in it, Martin? That Kinkladze link, just to go and get another Georgian. But now, I've got to give praise to PSG. They looked unbelievable. And at this point, yeah, it's hard to look past PSG doing the back-to-back Champions Leagues at this point. Things will change, though.
Absolutely smash Chelsea.
I think so. The confidence they're playing with, the fluidity they're playing with. But right, let's go back to this. So if we don't get a right back, for me, Kuzanov has to be starting next season. Has to be. Whether it be as a right back or whether we drop Diaz and we play Kuzanov, or ideally what I would prefer for me would be Ait-Nouri, Vardiol, Diaz, Kuzanov at right back. But
I think he'll continue with Nunez. Personally, I think he will.
He loves Nunez. He loves him.
What, and continue with Diaz and Vardiol?
Yeah.
Is anyone else here concerned about that? Martin, are you concerned? Martin, are you?
I was going to say, I'd be concerned if you were playing Doku and Savio. I think if you play Marmouche, Foden, Cherky, and have that back four, you'd be all right.
Depends what's in front of him.
Right, okay.
As long as he doesn't pick the old guard again in midfield, we need a fast midfield. End of story.
Thank you.
I do think there's some relevance to who's up top as well and how much the ball's being retained up top. I do. Look, when we look at City that won a four-peat, City that won a treble, right? Martin is right, what he said on the show the other day. We've always been vulnerable to counterattacks. The difference is that there weren't as many of them in the past, and that was because we weren't losing the ball as much higher up the pitch, whereas certain players up the pitch...
I know, but can I just answer something? Because Alan just said it there. This old midfield. Who do you mean by old?
Gundogan. And
he's going. They've established Gundogan. Right, Bernardo's how old?
30.
No, he's not. He's 30. Let's not adding years into this.
Okay.
But 5 minutes ago, you're all glazing for the 29, soon to be 30-year-old right back.
Yeah.
This is where I think it's nothing to do with age now. No, Alan. It's just becoming kick to kick sake now. Gundo, I agree with. Bernardo, no. This Bernardo has not become crap.
Yeah, no, yes. I agree with you. Look, let's be real. I'm so bored of saying this, but a midfield of Rodri, Reinders, Bernardo, or a midfield.
Rodri, by the way,
bro, Martin, let me land, please. If we have Rodri, Reinders, Bernardo, Rodri, Gonzalez, Bernardo, Rodri, Cherky, Bernardo, any of these, right? It's fine. It's the minute you put Bernardo and Gundogan in there together, right?
Yeah,
this is the key for me. And I'm here, and I'll put another one in there, maybe even Kovacic and Gundo, or Kovacic and Bernardo together. That's the issue. You can't be. For me, it's what's it called? Has to go. For me, Gundo. I'm not even going to say Gundogan has to. I do think he has to go. Otherwise, Pep's going to end up reverting. There's going to be certain games where he's going to end up. Yeah, he has to go. Has to go.
Look, this is my thing: is Gundo, Kovacic, they're all going to be Bernardo. If you said a midfielder, Rodri against a Liverpool away, because the thing is, people don't realise that Bernardo gives us something that no other player gives us in that old midfield, which is complete and utter shithousery. We don't have anyone who does shithousery like Bernardo Silva.
No, there's many reasons. Even if you go back to the back end of last season when Bernardo was dropping very deep into, and this is, I don't want to, when I saw a City outlet post Bernardo as a forward option, right? I don't want to see that, right? I do not want to see Bernardo Silva popping up as a fucking right winger, as a number 10, as a false 9, nothing, nowhere. Up that final third, he can be involved in the build-up play, but apart from that, I see Bernardo now as the engine, yeah? And this is the thing. People say he's slow. He's still got an engine. He always has done, always will do. He can drop back, pick up the ball, and carry the ball forward. People laughing at shithousery. Shithousery is a real thing, by the way. You can laugh at it as much as you want, yeah? But City have won leagues by shithousery.
Fernandinho did.
Yeah, Nigel de Jong, Fernandinho were both the must. Vincent Kompany was actually also an absolute shithouse as well. So I do get
what
where
do they call it over there? The dark arts, isn't it?
Yeah, the dark arts. Yeah. It is a
some
dark
call
arts.
it dark arts, some call it shithousery. And people laughing about it haven't got a delulu clue about formations or football.
It is needed. It is needed. But at the same time, it's not. So that's where I hear it with keeping one player in the team that can do that. We don't need a fucking full group of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still very, and people saying, I know Devious Duck is in here with his Rodrigo once again. Listen.
No. Rodrigo right now, Cass, if we're serious.
Cass supports Man United.
Oh, sorry, Dabs. Look, now I'm making a mistake. Look, if he was on the bench, okay, so if he was on the bench,
what's he waffling about? What's he waffling about?
What's he waffling about?
Kindle and Bremo, I think.
Okay. So look, if City were serious right now, and I'm going to be very ruthless, because I've reached the point where I think we should be ruthless. If we're serious, one of Doku or Savinho or both of them, go get me Rodrigo. Savinho and Doku, find somewhere to go.
Hold up.
Simple as.
Hold up. I hear it.
I'm sorry. We need quality. We need quality here.
Bro,
I'm not here.
Hold on. This is my whole thing. This is where my head gets fried, right?
Fried.
Do I want Rodrigo? Yes. Right. And you know what? Maybe you're right, but for me at the moment, I just need to know what is happening defensively. Right. We scored. I will repeat this. We scored 3 goals against Al Hilal. Right. We scored 5 goals against Juventus. Right. We don't need to address anything going forward. Essentially, too much. Would I take Rodrigo over Doku? Absolutely, all day long. But I just want to know what is happening defensively, because it does seem like this Rodrigo thing. I do get it. Don't get me wrong. I'd take him over Doku. And with the fact that Arsenal are now in for Noni, I think Rodrigo could be got. Right? I really do think he could be got. But and if Pep has the answer, please let us know, Pep, because it's just Devious Ducky saying Dumfries. The problem is, if we get Dumfries and we get Rodrigo, we do have an issue with Homegrown.
They can leave. Some people can leave.
You do realise Dumfries can't.
But again, Patrick saying some people can leave. Who
is that? Why Morgan Gibbs-White is now being talked about?
That's what I was going to ask this question.
I'm taking him now, Alan. I'm taking him.
Well, it might be coming in, because if Gundo goes, he might be coming in soon.
But I told you so.
Huh?
Dabs, do you know what the issue is, Dabs? Holding on to those centre backs. Why do we have 9 centre backs? 2 of them had surgery. They're in their 30s. They can't even run. You can't run. Akanji, look, I love Akanji, but Akanji, Ake, and Stones should be going by now. Should be here, and that Juma should have come in.
But bro,
You gotta
Patrick,
have buyers.
you know how
I
it
agree.
works.
I actually agree with
But
you.
I don't disagree with him. But please, Patrick, tell me how they are contracted to the club. No one has come in for them yet. No, are they though? Like, has anyone put in? Because this is the thing. People have to put bids in for players to be sold.
Yeah, but you can tell them, lads, find somewhere to go. They should have told them to find somewhere to go.
No, but Patrick, you've had a job in the UK, right? You can't just tell someone go and get another job. If they're on good money, they'll say, no, thanks, I'm fine here, thank you very much. So it's all of this I get. Would I rather, right at this point, Stones, I'd actually keep Ake, but Stones and Akanji.
No. It's everybody. Ake, Stones, Akanji.
All right, fine. For the sake of that, to make you feel happy, all three of them, right?
Please, yeah, thank you.
And then bring in Vitor Hayes, bring in Juma Bar. But I do think we should keep some of them for maybe one of them for experience, but whatever. Either way, bro, you cannot make someone that is on a very good wage leave your company. You can't make them. Patrick, you know this. You know this.
Are we ditching Sabinho out after 12 months? There's talking Nico G after 6 months. No. Jesus Christ. What we do? Have we just become Chelsea?
Yeah, send him
He's
out on
not
loan.
good enough. 6 months later, replace. 6 months later, replace. Year later, replace.
Martin,
I'm with you on getting rid of them, but if an offer comes in, but you can't make an offer come in for these players. And like John Stones, I think John Stones, right, we know Pep Guardiola, because I know a lot of people go, Pep's holding on to people. We all know Pep Guardiola would sell John Stones tomorrow, right? He did not get 1 minute of game time in that Club World Cup, right? Pep Guardiola would sell John Stones right now. Otherwise, he would have gave him minutes. He gave Akanji minutes. He gave Ake minutes. He gave every defender minutes apart from John Stones. So he will not sell. He won't sell John Stones. And John Stones has come out and said, I ain't going nowhere. What do we do about that?
Can I throw one in there? Do you also think, again, maybe not, again, maybe I'm reading into this a little bit, but do you think there's also the case that they didn't play John Stones in case of an injury? In case, again, if he picks up an injury and someone else doesn't, and like a club doesn't want to come in and buy him when he's injured, that could also be something as well.
That's just, again, it's just, you can run that narrative with, yeah. With John Stones, you've probably got a fucking brilliant point.
Kovacic is prime example. We all thought Kovacic would probably move on, and now
I don't know, because I just, at the moment, you know, we see people sniffing around Grealish. We see people, I think I've even seen rumours on Phillips. I've seen rumours on Bob. I've seen rumours on Echeverry, McAtee. I haven't seen any rumours on John Stones, Akanji or Ake. And I must admit, I personally think, that Pep does want Rodrigo, right? But for Pep to get Rodrigo, he has to tell Viana, I want Rodrigo. Now, to tell Viana he wants Rodrigo, he has to pick up the phone to Viana. I think Pep doesn't want to pick up the phone to Viana because the first thing Viana will say is, right, you little bastard, who are we getting rid of? And Pep doesn't know who he wants to get rid of yet. So there's... Who at this point, when you do it, we've just listed about 4 English players, right?
That's what I'm saying. All the players you've listed there are homegrown. Right, then you've got an even bigger problem because now you can only register 17 foreign players.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. We've got this thing of just sell, get, like it is now. People are now talking like it is a computer game.
It is a computer game at this point in time. It is a computer game at this point in time.
It's a computer.
You're just got a proper wind up you today, yeah.
No. Look. Let me be honest with you. Do you know what makes me laugh with our fan base? We keep slagging Pep, saying he's emotional and attached to players. Every time I drop names on players, people are going in the comments crying. Why are you crying? I thought you were saying Gundogan, Pep loves him. So why are you crying when I say your favorite player has to go? Look. That's all I'm saying is
Patrick, how
we have
do we
to
get
be ruthless. I'm sorry, we have to be ruthless.
All right, right. When you say be ruthless,
Nunes has to go too, by the way. Nunes has supporting has to go. Nunes has to go.
Patrick, I want you to give me full answers, now. Explain what you mean by ruthless, mate. We need to get rid. I'm agreeing with you. Get rid of Stones, Akanji, and Ake. Please explain how we get rid of them.
you tell them to find the clubs. That's what you tell them to find. Find other places.
Patrick, if you're on 300 grand a week and I tell you to go and get a new job, and you know that your new job's going to pay you 100 grand a week, are you going to go and get a new job? There is an answer. So there is an answer.
I can give you the answer.
Give
Please.
the answer.
I was going to say the only way that you could possibly do that, and again, it's very anti-City and how we kind of operate, would be to turn around and say to John Stones, look, you're not going to get the minutes here. Unfortunately, we're going to prioritize Victor Hayes. We're going to prioritize Kushanov, and you're genuinely just not going to get the minutes this year. I think only something like that would make a player consider going like, well, look, the World Cup's coming up. I know John Stones probably most likely wants to be involved in that. So he will then go, look, right. I need to be going and playing regular football, and we may have to pay some of that wage. That's the only way you get it.
And that's the key. And this is the thing. That's what I was looking for, that we openly go, do you know what? We're going to have to take a loss. We're going to have to pay some money. And it's not going to look great on the books. But people saying just do what they did to Rashford and tell him you ain't going to play. But at the moment, people, Rashford is still a Man United player. This is the exact issue. Sorry, I just remembered.
But isn't it funny though? Isn't it funny though, right? And I'm going to say this again. Isn't it funny that Pep Guardiola has gone in the press, right? And said, oh, Jack Grealish, has singled out Jack Grealish and said, oh, he's not good enough as he was in the treble season. He has to up his game. Yet, Akanji has been ass cheeks, excuse my language, since the treble season. John Stones has been poor, hasn't played anything. But single them out too. Single out John Stones, single out Diaz.
Hold on, John Stones hasn't been poor. John Stones.
No, I mean as in availability, according to availability.
Yeah. But he has called out. No, but Pep has called out players that aren't fit. He has called them out. So,
yeah, but name him then, because you've named Grealish. Name them too. Because what I'm saying is,
hold on. Has Pep named them, or have press said what's the issue on Jack Grealish?
But also when he just says, when they ask him about Stones, all he says is, "Oh, Stones is coming back." That's what he says.
Yeah.
He never says
manager to do that. And with what Daps just said, he might have listened to the same podcast I did the other day with Sam Lake. Managers respond. So when you see a clip on Twitter, this is the problem with Twitter. So, and this is, by the way, this is no shade at City Extra because they are an aggregator and it's what they do. Or City Report or whoever. They put out a quote. What they don't put out is the question that made that quote come. Managers, players don't answer freely. They're responding to a question. They're responding to the way that question has been presented to them. A manager is never going to come out and publicly, listen, we all know, especially Daps, knows what has gone on with Jack Grealish. Pep Guardiola is never going to come out in a press conference and put the truth out there. Whether players bitch, whether fans bitch, moan, complain, or whatever. Same with Foden. Pep knows what's going on with Foden. He's not going to explain it. And I think that's part of the problem because as fans, we want to know what's gone on, but we're never going to know what's gone on.
Yeah. Do you know
we just have to accept that.
Do you know one thing I would say? So firstly, I think maybe the fact that John Stones didn't see any minutes. So John Stones came out, I think maybe about a week into the Club World Cup, maybe less than that, and said, I want to stay and fight for my place, right? He then did not see a minute of game time over there, right? That's already on his radar. You've got to remember the transfer window, and I know we all want business done now, right? Trust me, we all want business done now. But sometimes you have to wait for offers to come in. Sometimes you have to wait for players to realise just how important it is them moving and getting game time. Prime example is Jack Grealish for the last couple of weeks has been on a beach, probably in Ibiza, with mates. I know he's friends with players that play for other teams, right? And they're all on holiday and they're all getting paid, right? So there's no concerns. The minute all of his mates are now back in training and he's arriving at training, and more than likely when Jack Grealish arrives back at Manchester City, there's probably a good chance he might be sent to the under-21s, right? There really is a chance, yeah? Same with others. When the season starts and certain players might not even be registered, right? Or they're certainly not getting game time, there's still a period of 3 weeks before the transfer window closes. That's where you're probably going to see a few of them go. Right, let me just do these super chats really quickly.
I also want to, when you go
Yeah. So, Shout out to Amar with the super chat, £5 super chat. Appreciate it a lot. Saying, shove them in the under 21s. I don't care. Make it clear they are not getting the game time. They will leave sharpish. Otherwise, sack Viana if he can't get rid.
Can't do
Fucking
that.
hell. I mean,
Them in the under
listen.
21. Not allowed.
But
You also have to do it
I
in
hear
a
it.
respectful way.
Yeah,
You're not allowed to
I
shove
know
them in the
also.
under 21.
Huh?
You're not allowed to shove them in the under
You're not?
21.
Well, but I guess they're not under 21.
You
so
can
that-
only have one
You
or
can't do that with the
one or
money they
two
get.
players.
Yeah, the money they get too. They
You
get
can
too
make
much
them. I
money.
think you can make them train. You can make them train.
You can make them train, but he's
I'll give you an example. Marcus Rashford was told at United that he's not part of the plans. But on first day of training, he turns up, but he's been told not to turn up for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Turns up and was told to train with a fitness coach on another pitch on his own.
Yeah, those type of
He's been
things.
there,
And
and he's
by the
been
way,
there ever since.
No, you can do that with one, Alan. Can't do it with 5 or 6.
Well, here's my thing. I don't want that to. I mean, if we're some of the players we're talking about, I'll be honest with you. However much I want John Stones sold so that other players get opportunities now and get the money off, I don't want John Stones ever. I don't want that. Like, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'd rather John Stones keeps training with the first team than he gets sent to the under 21s. That is not how. And John Stones, listen, whether you see him as a legend or not, he's certainly a cult hero. That is not how I want to see John Stones treated. So I'm not here saying that. I'm saying these are, if you're really, really adamant at saying we must get rid of John Stones, then at this point, they're the type of tactics that would probably have to be adopted. I don't know how comfortable I am.
I'm going to say something to you now. With the homegrown problem that we have, which is big problem, the English players that are in our squad that might not get games might have to stay.
Yeah.
They might have to stay.
Yeah, valid. Other super chat from JS saying, Kusanoff at right back means the right wing always has to hold the width, correct? Unless you were to play potentially with a wing back. But playing Nori and Nunes, both wing backs, means the forwards can play inside. So yeah, I hear what you're saying. But it depends. You could still potentially play Nunes as a wing back. With Kusanoff behind him. You can play, I don't know, you can play. If Bernardo's playing, I think Bernardo could actually do the wing-back role if we are going to be playing Bernardo. So then, I don't know, but I appreciate the super chat.
Can we go back to Morgan Gibbs-White?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Is Martin, out of nowhere yesterday, it popped up, City have agreed personal terms with Morgan Gibbs-White on a few outlets.
That was always the case, wasn't it? I thought we'd agreed personal terms with him a long time back.
You're smart. That's what I thought. They've just regurgitating news from the past. However, the fact that it's kind of skipped the queue and jumped back to the top again, is that because of this whole English quota thing, Martin?
Yeah, there's a major problem with it. There's a major problem with homegrown, which people don't realise, and you can ignore it and you can throw it around like it doesn't matter, but it does massively. We have a serious issue at the moment with homegrown because whereas, and it's UEFA and the Premier League have two separate rules. In the Premier League, you don't have to register your under 21 players.
Yeah.
In the Champions League, there you do. So Kushanov, Sabinho, and others don't count in the Premier League squad. They count in the Champions League squad because you have to have been with your club for 2 seasons to get around that rule. So this is the problem right now. And I know Sasai, some follow him, some don't, on Twitter, did a very good analysis of this the other day. Bang up job. The non-homegrown rule at the minute, we have 22. Now I know that is going to be cut. This is for the Champions League, 22 players. Holland, Diaz, Bernardo, Rodri, Reinders, Mamouche, who, by the way, you've all talked about Rodrigo, and everyone's forgotten old man Mamouche from somewhere. Oh, Mamouche isn't just rocking down to the bench.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. No one's.
No, but when you were having a discussion earlier, no one mentioned Mamouche. You were saying
no, because Marmouche is not.
Don't start this, Martin. Come on.
Hold on. It's very simple.
Well, where did you play then?
Martin, no problem. Martin, let me explain it to you very quickly. The most fluid we looked in the Club World Cup is when we played a front three of Marmouche, Doku, and Savio. Yeah. So therefore, if you were to replace Doku with Rodrigo, there is the answer.
Right, but who then plays Rodrigo or Mamouche?
I just said,
I can play both of them.
No, hold on, Martin. Let me repeat what I said. The most fluid front three we have seen in the Club World Cup was Doku, Marmouche, and Savio. You replace Doku with Rodrigo. There's the answer, right? So all three of those play. Now you're then going to go, where does Haaland play? Bro, we need two different options. So we have two different options.
You've also got to factor in that, again, Marmouche can play left, right, middle. Foden, left, right, middle. Cherky, left, right, middle.
No, Nick. When it comes to the big games, they're going to want to play.
We're playing them, yeah.
You've got to fight for your spot.
And let's remember, like,
I'll have you £500 bet. Don't work that way.
No, because I don't think we get Rodrigo.
It does not matter. He might get in ahead of Foden. He might get in ahead of Cherky.
Are we saying ultimately we have to have a starting 11 that are all top quality and then a load of not so good players behind him? No,
that's what he wants. Yeah.
No. What I'm saying is there's a big difference between having someone as a backup and having Rodrigo and Mamouche fight it out.
But it's not just those two fighting it out.
Cherky and Foden
fighting it out.
Why can't Rodrigo compete with Foden for the right wing spot or Cherky for that?
Because players sadly don't look at it like that.
But
Alvarez would still be in it. We've had this conversation. Alvarez would still be here. Cole Palmer would still be here. People are going on about, you can't cry about Cole Palmer walking out the door 15 months ago when the exact reason he walked out is because he didn't want to fight for a spot on the bench.
I don't get it. When we're talking about Rodrigo coming in to replace... Hold on. Martin, if we're talking... Right, if you look at Doku and Savio's game time this season, they are wingers. They're not midfielders. They're not 10s. They're wingers, right? We are talking about Savio and Doku, right? We're not talking about Cherky. We're not talking about Reinders. We're not even talking about Haaland, right? We're talking about wingers. We have Doku and Savio. We are looking to replace one of those with Rodrigo. The end, yeah? So it's exactly the same as it was last season, just with better quality.
Yep. Why can't you play Marmouche left, Rodrigo right?
I will say this. We were talking about Morgan Gibbs-White, right? And we're coming straight onto the wingers again.
People going to build a Galactico squad.
Right? I got massive.
Give me the Galactico squad at this point. Hey, I'll take it.
I got. Morgan Gibbs-White comes in. Is he to replace? Is he replacing Gundogan?
Do that, Nico. You want what we've with it for the
Let Alan
years,
speak.
mate.
Let Alan speak.
Well, don't edit me then. Being rude.
I just disagree.
I'm not being rude to you.
Go on, Al.
Is Morgan Gibbs-White there to replace Gundogan? Yes or no?
Right, on that note, people, we're going to end this show here. No, I'm only joking, Alan. Carry on. Reinders is a Gundogan replacement.
Right, correct. So where's if Morgan Gibbs-White comes in, one, to improve the English one, they're not going to sign an £80 million player because that's what it's going to cost us, right? For an English quota player. No way. Right, because we need Livramento. We can get Livramento for 80 million to do that.
This is what I keep saying.
We can't get. Hold on, we can't because Newcastle have just come out and said they wouldn't accept 150.
No.
I know. Look, I think with Morgan Gibbs-White, and let's stick on that. I think the whole thing is, what is the plan with Morgan Gibbs-White? Right, if we're getting Morgan Gibbs-White to play as I mean, the one that it looks like to me is Gonzalez. And by the way, last week when we spoke on Gonzalez, I think it was last Saturday, we spoke about Gonzalez, and I got pelters in the. I had someone in the comments afterwards saying, "Daps, why are you reporting this absolute shite? You should be embarrassed and in shame. There is absolutely no truth to this." And then on Monday, it came out a bit different. But I must say, with the Morgan
timing
Gibbs,
of it's weird.
Yeah, the Gonzalez thing, then the
Yep.
Morgan Gibbs-White thing,
Spot on.
one being not homegrown, the other being homegrown. I think it's got legs, you know. But, right, anyone here, would you be, Patrick, I think this is one for you. I know you're a fan of Gonzalez. If I was to say, right, Gonzalez is leaving, but we're getting Morgan Gibbs-White in as a 6'8", what would your take on that be?
It depends on the amount of what Gibbs-White is coming to City for. Like I have no my emotions have just crashed days ago. I don't care anymore. If somebody wants to leave. I'm just bringing the best thing. Look, it depends on the amount. The thing is, Alan is right. If Morgan Gibbs-White, you're bringing him for 80, no, that's bollocks. Then I would rather just add extra to go and get Livramento out of Newcastle, even though they don't want to sell. And I hope they get relegated soon. But anyway, it depends on the amount. It does depend on the amount of how much Morgan Gibbs-White is going to cost. Because are you getting rid of a 60?
Don't get me wrong. I like Morgan Gibbs-White. I think he's good.
He's good. He's a captain, leader. Very good. Yeah. You saw him. Yeah. Do you know where he impressed me? It's when he came on for England. So those ballers, right? Recently, when they lost against Senegal, those ballers on the pitch, right? And I made my point because I was arguing with somebody. I was like, this Morgan Gibbs-White, maybe Pep has got some genius to this madness. He came on, looked better than Jude, looked better than Rice. He looked better than all the midfielders. And him and Eze, the connection was so deadly. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Hugo has got Morgan Gibbs-White as a first 9 and it's working and he's causing so much trouble.
No. But then that's the issue. That is the issue. I'll be honest. When I see Morgan Gibbs-White, and Morgan Gibbs-White is an attacking midfielder, right? Where he's played this season for Nottingham Forest. Now, speaking to Wolfie, who's a Nottingham Forest fan, he has told me he much prefers the handful of games where he saw Morgan Gibbs-White in a more deeper lying 8 role.
Like at Wolves. So you're talking about like Morgan Gibbs-White.
Yeah.
Right.
You got the trouble is though, Daps. This is the problem. When everyone's building these huge squads that no one's realizing, and what I was trying to say earlier is this is our homegrown situation in a minute. Yeah. Associated trained Stones, Aki, Bettinelli, Grealish, and Phillips. 2 of them are going in Grealish and Phillips. See, down to 3 associated trained. Your club trained are Foden, Bob, McAtee, Josh Wilson, Esprand. Wilson, Esprand, and McAtee are likely to go.
Yeah.
The under 21 is Lewis, Nico Riley, Jamal Simpson, Pouza. This is the thing when everyone's building all this stuff up that we're doing, is you might as well kill the academy dead, just kill it. Well,
Martin, I get that. I do get that, and that's why, like, I 100% get that. But that isn't like the whole Rodrigo thing for me is Rodrigo would have to be a replacement for Doku or Savio, right?
Yeah, one of them has to go.
Yeah. It could not be. And I hear that. I do think when people were saying about,
Nico G, he's upset now and he's 6 months in and he's upset about being on the bench. So doing this fight for places, it's great it's great in a dream world, and that's what we want, everyone fighting. It's not reality though.
Yeah, but
that's not
I
how
get it,
but
right. Doku has been getting game time, right? And this is the thing. I understand that argument in other positions, right? The Nico Gonzalez thing is very relevant. But when we're talking about Rodrigo in isolation, right? Rodrigo would be a replacement for Doku. If he isn't, it's impossible because then in that case, Doku is literally going to he has to be sold, or it has to be, or Savio. One of the two has to be sold to bring Rodrigo in. I get that. But then, both of those have been getting plenty of game time. So Rodrigo's not going to come in and not get game time because...
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So Rodrigo will become your thing. So either Doku and Mamouche has played on the left.
Not Mamouche. It wouldn't be Mamouche. It would be Doku or Savio. It wouldn't be Mamouche.
Well, I've seen Mamouche play on the left last season.
No, but...
Yeah, he looked good. He looked good.
But if we're looking at it, if we
look
at the last,
not an option when he's played there.
All right. Well, in that case, if we're talking about options, in that case, Haaland is also an option. If we're talking about every single,
I agree. So Oscar Bobb, we still not even got Oscar Bobb into the team.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, for me, Marmouche would not be the option. The option would be Savio or Rodrigo. And by the way, just to be clear, for anyone that thinks I'm trying to force Rodrigo into this team, I'm not, right?
I am.
That's fine. I'm not. I'm just having the conversation about it. So anyone that thinks I'm trying to push, I'm just having the conversation. For me, quite frankly, going forward, I do not give a shit. I want a right back and a goalkeeper. That's what I want. This whole
James
Wait,
Trafford, come on in.
wait a minute.
I want a right back and a goalkeeper, bro.
Dubs, but you've got Edison. You want Edison gone? You want Edison gone?
No,
For me, Ortega is going. For me, I want to bring in a first choice to battle it out with Edison for Edison's last season.
I see.
And my whole thing is Edison can't even moan about there being a backup to fight with him, because Edison, if you are not signing a contract extension, then you've got to accept that you are going to have competition this season. So I want two number ones, and I want them to battle it out. Ideally, James Trafford, but either way. And then I want a right back. That's what I want. So I'm not even here trying to force Rodrigo in. I'm just saying, I get how, like, we can never turn our nose up at an upgrade. And for me, it would not be another option. It would be an upgrade on Doku or Savio.
Could I also throw that? Obviously, you look at, just for example, if we do play these three forwards and you have, and then Haaland above that, you have Cherki, Foden, Marmoush, and then say, for example, you bring in a Rodrigo. All of those could play anywhere across those 3-10 positions. They all play as inside forwards. Marmoush can play off the right. Rodrigo can play off the right. Cherki left. Rodrigo, they can play anywhere across those positions.
Oh, God, I hope this don't happen. I tell you what, that would not be good. Oh, that would not be good. That would be worrying. Yeah, and do you know what? I will seen people mention the 6. Yeah.
But
that's
the problem is that it's the homegrown then, because again, we're back to this problem. Because at the moment, Wilson is in our homegrown quota.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, everyone's back to just buying the foreign players again.
No, you have to solve the homegrown first.
We have to solve the homegrown. Yeah.
The foreign players. We can't keep doing that. I know Rodrigo is a nice name and everyone loves him and he's on the market and want to come in. Is that a necessity right now? Not really, no. We've got big.
No, you have to sort the other positions first.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I've been that the whole summer. That would I accept Rodrigo into City tomorrow? I'd open the door.
I would accept it. I would accept.
But I need the other stuff sorted first.
I would know 12 months down the line the players that we would have to leave, we would lose, and you'd probably even potentially lose someone like a Bob even down the road.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And I know what Alan's going to do if Bob and bloody O'Reilly walk out the door. He's going to kick off like bloody Gloria.
Yeah.
You are 100% correct. If they sell Bob, I'll do more than fucking kick off.
There's a reason they're giving Rico Lewis an offer of a new contract. People can do all this. I don't want Rico. I don't want Diaz. I don't want this. I want a big Iberon sat on my driveway. But I have to follow the rules I've got, I'm afraid.
Wait. So basically, we're keeping Lewis just for the sake of homegrown, right? Nothing special.
Do you think
you've got to have homegrown? You've got no choice.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I'm hating the game. I'm hating the game.
Patrick, they're already accusing us of being cheating. Don't need any more.
Yeah. We can't afford more fines. You know what? Chelsea just got fined off UEFA.
They did.
We can't bring ourselves back into UEFA again.
Martin, I am where you. I explained this the other day that all Martin ever does usually is he gives facts. And
that's
Martin, the problem is sometimes, and it's the same with me, when we give facts, sometimes it makes people think that is what we want, right? Now,
they think you're glazing.
Yeah,
no,
and I remember at the start
I'd love Mbappe, but
I remember at this. I wouldn't love Mbappe at this point, to be honest with you.
Nobody wants Mbappe. Nobody wants Mbappe.
At the start of the transfer window, I remember, and Patrick, you were on shows with me where I kept explaining how Morgan Gibbs-White ticked homegrown quotas, right? And people got this narrative that I wanted Morgan Gibbs-White, and I had to say, no. Let me be clear. I don't want Morgan Gibbs-White. I'm just explaining. And I do get what you're saying. You know, if we're having a conversation about how we sort out the homegrown quota, people in the comments saying, look, we need to just go and get Dumfries at right back and we need to go and get Rodrigo on the left wing. Yeah. That doesn't make that isn't helpful because that's great, but that's not helping resolve what we're talking about at the moment. And City, and this is a thing, but the same thing for me. For me personally, and thank you for people mentioning the 6 backup. Ideally, we need the 6 backup sorted if we're getting rid of Gonzalez. I do think we need a right back and we need a goalkeeper. And that's where at the moment, I'm like, so when people were saying City need to go and get Rodrigo, I'm like,
that's an afterthought, definitely.
It's an afterthought. But at the same time, if the option is there because him going to Liverpool, that's worrying. I can't lie. If he goes Liverpool, fucking hell.
Even if he goes to Arsenal.
Does anyone know what our buyback is on Trafford?
Oh, Arsenal buying by the way.
It's about 42 million, I believe.
It's 40. Are we paying 42 million to bring him back?
I believe Trafford's is 42 million buyback, which is a lot of money.
I've got a question. I mean, look, Peroni's gone, by the way. Peroni's now gone to Como, is it?
Oh, Como, yeah. Como.
I mean, it's like. Here's a question. By the way, no one's mentioned. Don't. We were talking. Andrew talking. I wanted Michelle Keegan.
Mine wants body blue in the back of the face.
I want Michelle Keegan. Get in the queue.
Anyway, we are going to go on.
Sorry, just one last thing before you go. You've got Reinders. We've not even got this Naipan deal done yet.
No, I know. I've noticed that. But
that looks like that could now be took over by.
I hear it. I hear it, but bro, I really at this point don't care about that.
This is the problem. Is I think Reinders is probably because that was the weird thing. He used Reinders as the 6 against Al Hilal.
We used him twice. No, he used him twice. And then he's
bringing Rodri on, and this is the problem. Nico Gonzalez is sat there going, well, I've not only got Rodri in front of me now, we've got bloody Reinders stuck there in front of me now.
Yeah, that is.
Why am I here? And the worst thing is, we've allowed a wolf into the hen house in Jorge Mendes, or George Mendes, however you want to pronounce his name, because of Iana, and he's as ruthless as they come. If his client is not playing football, he shifts them.
Yeah. Look, the Nico Gonzalez thing is what it is.
It's unfair. Yeah.
Well, I don't even want to say it's unfair. It's football. It's football. And one thing I just want to talk on really quickly. Yeah, Reinders. Have you not seen the Reinders breakdown of the contract?
No.
So someone posted it. So in there they've got, if Man City get Champions League football, AC Milan get an extra 5 million. If Reinders wins the Ballon d'Or, they get 2 million, right? If Reinders gets Player of the Season, they get 2 million. And bro, do you know what? AC Milan clearly really back this guy, right? They really back this guy. It's quite positive to see that in there because it's thinking, fucking hell, these lot are really, because they're putting, when a club puts bonuses in there, they're putting them in there as a kind of.
I know exactly what's going to get brought up. Martial, didn't he have the?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Nick, you read my mind. Nick, that's why I was putting my hand up. I was like, there's Martial and Memphis Depay. They were supposed to get Ballon d'Ors. And it was there, but it never happened. Martial and Messi.
No, I back it. They obviously back it.
They are backing him. I mean, listen, I can't lie. I don't know if they've seen Rodri get the Ballon d'Or and thought, all right, now it's open to fucking deep line midfielders or something. But
it is open now, isn't it? Though it is open though now, isn't it? It's open for midfielders.
This season, I'll be honest with you. If I was putting who I think should get the Ballon d'Or this season, I'd go with Vitinha. But I think Dembele will probably. I think it'll probably be Dembele or Yamal. But I think Vitinha deserves it for me. But
what a player! What a player!
It is one. It's now with Ronaldo gone and with Messi gone, and with the fact that there hasn't been. I think the only thing we've had this season is the Nations League.
Yep.
It is blown wide open. It really is blown wide open. I think Dembele gets it. Yamal's got a shout. But for me, it would be Vitinha. But hey,
do you know what's? No, Daps, let me say something on Vitinha. Do you know what's funny about Vitinha? Do you remember how people were saying, "Why do Man City buy for moves? Why do Man City buy from these clubs?" it doesn't matter where you buy a player from.
No.
Vitinha was on the
No.
bench at Wolves, struggling in the
Yeah.
Premier League. Look at
Yeah,
him
facts.
now. Look at him now.
Big
yeah.
facts, big facts, big facts. Right.
So
Martin,
Alan, there's hope for Nunes. There's hope for Nunes.
You're on mute, Martin.
Alan, you're on. Martin, you're on mute.
You're on
Martin,
mute.
you're
Sorry,
mute.
I'm going to say a comment. It's probably something will say. I say my best stuff when I'm on mute. The one thing I will say is, I actually believe when our best six is out there, our middle three, our front three, I think we've still got the best six in the Premier League. If not,
to be fair, I was mainly the brunt of the jokes, and fair enough, if that's my role, I'll take it. As long as I'm involved. Do not leave me out.
I don't know. That wasn't even wild. How was that wild?
Send me that video.
Bro, I
Send me
can't.
that video, man. Send me that video, man.
I don't know about that at this point.
Rodred, name me a better CDM.
Hold on. Why have we skipped the defense completely?
No, I said
He
middle
said,
six.
he said
middle
the,
six.
from the defense up.
Oh, moving forward, yeah, maybe. Sorry, I missed the bit where you said skip the defense.
Okay, I can't put the bloody defense in.
I was going to say,
I can't put the defense in.
That's why I played it. I thought, oh, where's he going?
Sorry,
with this one?
Foden, Cherky, Mamouche, Haaland. Sorry,
no, I hear it. I hear it. Bro, if we're talking, are you meaning in the league?
League and Europe, I think.
I mean, definitely. I'd certainly say the league is a fair shout because I hear it in the league. I don't know about Europe just yet.
Vitinha and all them, Rodri and Reinders and all them. Sorry, I'm not having the City.
Bro,
team
you don't.
No. If he plays that midfield, you're right. I think if Rodri is fully fit, Reinders is on fire, even Cherky in front of them, that's a scary midfield. And even with that midfield, you throw in, let's say Rodri and Reinders are on form, you throw in even Bernardo Silva, that's a scary midfield.
Yeah.
But, by the way, I am a bit of a Mamouche Glazer, but the guy scored, by the way, got a goal of the season and was
Oh,
he had better
glazing him.
That's why I was saying to you, when you were saying Mamouche is an option, that's why I was saying he is not an option.
Better stats than bloody Verts. I don't think we appreciate what Mamouche is,
I think we are. I think we do. I think we do.
I think we've got an absolute.
Remember the bet I made. Remember the bet I made. I made a bet.
What bet you making? I don't know.
I made a bet. I made a bet that Cherky and at this point I'm worried about it, but I kind of was acting all chesty, took Holland out of it and said, I bet you that Cherky and Marmouche get more GA than Verts and Salah.
They will.
Do you know what?
Oh no, Sullivan, come down. Come down on the Sullivan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pat. Just quickly, I was going to say the thing that I appreciate.
I'm a bit worried about that now.
the thing that I appreciate the most about Marmouche is his work rate. Like he's relentless when it comes to pressing and things like that. And that's where my whole thing is. If he plays, Foden's great. Hang on. Calm down.
It was average.
No.
He's a Rodri Glazer, and you've had the same combo I've had with Nick.
No. My thing is, if you play Foden and Marmouche on either side, the press will be relentless. If you play Doku and Savio, and then have a left back and right back that bomb forward, we're going to get caught out.
Yesterday, you rang me in work time and said to me, Mamouche, right? He's not done enough at City. He's average.
No. I haven't said. I said he's not world class yet. I said you've got to do it for 2 or 3 seasons to be considered world class.
Right. I've got to move on here. We've got to move over to Never a Foul. People, as I say, City fans, this is going to redirect over to True City Patrick's channel, which are going live right now. We are also going to be live on Never a Foul, myself, Cass, and the panel talking about football, not just Manchester City. So either way, please smash a like on both buttons, on both channels. Appreciate the Mancunian Way boys coming over today. Every Thursday they are now. So please make sure you subscribe to their channel.
There's a comment in the comment section there, Daps.
What?
Our Mancunian Way. And Nick will tell you that's facts as well.
Which one?
Yeah.
Alan hates Foden. Facts.
Right.
Facts.
Wait, Alan hates Foden Nunes. How many players do you hate, Alan?
Make sure you subscribe to the Mancunian Way as well.
We're going to be live at 1:30. I'm going to make the way down in about 20 minutes. I'll set it up.
Lovely.
We'll be live for the walk round.
I'm going to give that a watch. And until then,
is there a thing to?
He's trying to go, Alan. Let him go.
I'm trying to bloody end the stream. Just like Alan, listen, just like Martin, and Martin, you know, a bit delusional maybe with City being in the best team in the world. Here's another Here's another deluded Aston Villa fan.
So that's where I've always said I'm never a fan, and people take the piss at me. I said since January, for me, Villa has one of the best squads in the Premier League. I might even put my neck out there and say the best squad.